or to let love sink in into me. I don't mean to make things so complicated, but you didn't with the heart that has been jaded too many times. Jump in line with its stare, it ain't fair, and I think you know why. Cause oh, you know you're making me nervous. You're digging deep, you scratched on my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me nervous. But I'm still trying to see if you're worth it. I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at the teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at the teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. No, I never learned just how to take a compliment. In my mind they never could be genuine, or they're too rehearsed to be their word. And I can't tell if it's a spell or if I'm cursed. What's worse? Cause you know you're making me nervous. Yeah, you're digging deep, you scratch through my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me nervous. But I'm still trying to see if you're worth it. And I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at the teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at the teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Oh, what? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous, nervous. What? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous. Slow down for a sec. I need to get out of my head. My face is turning all kinds of red. Oh, it's like you stole my breath, but I can't forget. Ooh, you know you're making me nervous. No, digging deep, you scratch through my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me. You know you're making me, but I ain't so chained to see you with it. No, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at the teeth. No, what you say to me makes me nervous. I'm out of my league, so what of me, please? What you say?
A warm welcome to our official head of research and development, K-Laugh.
Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me. Oh, you know you're making me. What? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous.
Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait,
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, Beelin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Lowe is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D. Searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won clip of the year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emmy Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now, where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano. Can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. It is the Thursday edition, March 3rd, 2022 on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, GamingMorningShow.tv. You can find us in a variety of places, including all of those platforms on our website, GamingMorningShow.tv. That's sports.gaming on the left side of your screen. Good moron to you.
Top of the moron to you.
It's the Thursday show. That means that we are past the weekend of the week, which again, as everyone says, Wednesday is well known. Weekend of the week, and we're now moving closer to the weekend. I hope everybody's getting excited. The likes of IMJF Downs has to do a whole lot of work though today, so we may not get all of Downs' attention. Are you okay with that?
Not really.
Okay. Could
Do
you
we
write
need
a
to
note?
write a note again?
Yeah.
We can take care of this.
If you're new to the show, the person on the left of your screen, full-blown doctor, like not even like art doctor. Okay, I have a legitimately silly question I'm about to ask, but do they make like a kind of doctor tier? Like, you have to be, it's like kind of pregnant, right? Like, you have to be all the way doctor, right?
I'm sure there's a PhD in like fine art.
Hey, that's not kind.
But that would be an art doctor.
Yeah. Oh, I said part doctor.
Part doctor. Well, I feel like art doctor is kind of part doctor.
I love all my PhDs in art. Damn it. But like, you can't like have like a, this is kind of good. You have to be all the way doctor, right?
Yeah.
Making that
I
up.
mean, it depends. Like, there was a brief time where I had my doctorate and was a doctor, but wasn't licensed to do anything with it.
Okay.
So I guess you could be a part doctor in terms of like the medical world, because if you have the degree, that's great. But if you don't have a state license to practice medicine, then what is it really?
Part doctor. Sounds like a theme for like a movie or something that's coming out like this summer. Part doctor. And maybe like a rom-com feel to it.
Heart doctor.
I said part doctor, not heart doctor. Is this thing on? Hello. It is good to see the pre-show crew. Kate Zaid opened the doors at 39 past 5 o'clock. No, I take that back. Downs at 37 past 5 o'clock. Unlocked everything. Scott Chick is here as well. 52 past 5 o'clock. K-Laugh and Kiki Love also checked it. Although Kiki can't hear a word that we're saying. So we're just sitting here looking like mouths moving.
Oh no.
Exactly. We could practice. Can mimes mouth?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. How did we have two like hefty questions in the first like 4 minutes of the show? Are there part doctors, and can mimes mouth?
Can part doctors be mimes?
Can mimes be part doctors?
Are mimes part doctors? Is that what happens when you don't finish your degree?
Do mimes? Man, we have so many questions this morning, chat. Quiet Eye Gaming is here as well. Top of the moron too.
Good moron!
We got a whole bunch of stuff to get to, including the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. We're going to do that coming up in about 15-ish minutes from now. Today is a special video game milestone, so that'll be our topic of the day. We'll share that with you in just a moment. It is National Hospitalist Day. So there's something called hospitality, right? And then there's hospitals. I think you do want to have a hospitable hospital, but I don't necessarily think you want to spend time enjoying hospitality at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So which one's this for?
This is a type of physician in a hospital.
You kidding me? Like, there's somebody whose like title is, Dr. Jacob Smith, Hospitalist.
Yep.
Like, what are the letters? H?
Oh,
H.
no, it's
H-O?
just it's just a specialty. Hospitalists are kind of more general medical doctors in the hospital setting.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you, Dr. Jacob Smith Ho. It's good to meet you. National Anthem Day. No. Oh, wait. Yes. It is National Anthem Day.
No. Yes. No. Yes.
Well, I'm sitting there like, oh, it's Anthem Day, but it's National Anthem. So, man, so many. You know what we should do? This might be a ridiculous idea, but we should maybe get up a little bit earlier and actually see what the hell these things are.
No.
That'd be silly. National Cold Cuts Day. The Subway Cold Cut Trio for the longest time was one of my favorite sandwiches. For the longest time. I thought I heard Elsa in there for a second. I was like, what? Let my cold cuts go. Let them go. National I Want You to Be Happy Day.
Me?
Yeah, you. I want you to be happy.
You?
No, you. Actually, it's National I Want You to Be Happy, as in JF Downs' you.
Oh, the letter U.
That's why Downs has given the U to everybody else in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. And everyone else gets it correct because he wants you to be happy.
Uh-oh. Don't look.
It's actually one. They got one yesterday. Technically, Brendan picked you, and it hit twice. Yeah, in one puzzle.
Does that count as one or two?
I don't know. I don't know the bylaws of the U streak. So, this is a game.
I got a solution.
This is a game we play in the 8 o'clock hour chat. It's called Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. And every time IMJF Downs picks you, it never hits. Ever. But everyone else, every single time it's hit. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre.
You.
1 to 2-ish is the U streak now. Today is National Mulled Wine Day.
Mules are better than horses. Maiko, don't you think that's true?
Not muled wine, Bob. Mulled wine. How do you make mulled wine? Oh, you use fresh mule. It's also National Soup It Forward Day.
Question.
Yes.
What?
Right. So we've talked long about how these days of the day can be bought for like, I don't know. We've had guesses of a few $1,000s up to like $5,000, right? And I feel like this is just one that someone's like, huh, we got some cash to burn. I like soup. I like paying it forward. We'll soup it forward.
Soup it forward.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, what are your soups of the day today? Well, we have a nice crab bisque. We also have a clam chowder. They're both seafood. We didn't think this through very well. Oh, great. Well, if you could send that table over there some crab bisque, that would be fantastic. Am I saying mulled wine wrong? Drew Mega is here. Good morning to you. It says mulled wine or mulled wine? Is it supposed to be like muled?
Good moron.
Muled wine or something?
No. I think you're okay. I'm just hearing mulled wine, and I found that funnier.
Mulled wine. I have to like extend my jaw to the shape of a U.
Mulled wine.
Ooh, say it all fancy like it. Mulled wine. Here on Gaming Morning Show, we only drink mulled wine. Yeah, no, Drew Mega spelled mold right. M-U-L-L-E-D. Mold. It comes from mules.
Moldy mules.
Don't use the grapes of mules to make your wine, though, please. It's not what you think they are.
You.
Yeah, you. Coming up, we'll tell you about a Virginia woman who lost a dog and when and where she found it. Also, if you like Twitter and you like podcasts, we might have a match made in heaven for you coming up in just a little bit on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Our topic of the day, today is a gaming history anniversary of sorts. The Nintendo Switch turns 5 today.
Nice.
I have a kind of a thought, like initial thought. I feel like the Switch really got like picked up hard during the pandemic, and maybe that's in part because it was one of the only consoles like readily available, but it's also one of the more affordable consoles, right? And so I think it kind of hit this popularity boost, and so I think I had the perception that the Switch was like more of a toddler than I'm about to go to kindergartner.
Yeah, no, it's been out for some time, but yeah, it's had waves, and it's never done poorly. It's been a fairly successful console throughout its life, but definitely a resurgence through the pandemic, especially with the launch of the Switch Lights and now the Switch OLED. Like, it's trucking along pretty nicely.
So the Switch kind of gets a little bit of a, I don't know, the Switch kind of gets a little bit of like the Ford F-150 treatment, because you go to buy a PlayStation 5, there's only, right now I guess, one PlayStation 5, right? And I feel like people have made a distinction, like a pretty fine line between the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Like, people recognize those as being like two distinct consoles almost, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like, if someone has a Switch Lite, you're basically like, oh, you play Switch. Because that's what the Ford F-150's gotten away with saying. It's the best-selling truck series in the United States for 8,000 years, because it doesn't matter if someone's buying a Ford F-150, an F-250, an F-350. They all count toward those sales numbers, and so they've been able to hold on to that moniker for a bajillion and a half years.
Yeah, and other consoles do this too, especially PlayStation. They'll eventually come out with a new form factor, and then they'll come out with the PlayStation 5 Slim or the PlayStation 5 Lite or whatever. But the Switch has just done it more so far.
Let's be real. There's no way they're making a PlayStation 5 Slim. Have you seen that thing?
I think they'll have to. They'll make a PlayStation 5 Mini, and it'll be like 2 inches shorter.
PlayStation 5 Mini, and it's the size of a car. It's like Sony. I don't think you understand sizes. Holy cow, time flies, says Quiet I'm Gaming. Now give me a Switch 2. Actually, that's a really good question to pose to the chat. What would you want the Switch to do that it doesn't currently do? I can't think of anything, because like with the OLED, like I get that, you know, maybe easier to see in the sunlight and a slightly higher resolution or something, but like, is there anything that you actually want it to do that it doesn't currently do?
It's tough. I mean, the one thing that it doesn't do well, that Nintendo's never done well, is keep pace with the current gen consoles, so you could play the latest games in a similar fidelity as Xbox and PlayStation. But I don't think Nintendo will ever do that.
Nor do I just necessarily think, like, do people like truly want that, or have they realized like they're not going to get that from Nintendo?
Yeah.
Because I almost wonder I'm genuinely asking, like, I almost wonder if you want the cheaper price point because it can't do some of those things.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo consoles for a long time were just at least for me, were just Nintendo machines. I just played Nintendo games on them. And then the Switch found this sweet spot now where it's that, but also lots of indie games. And so if you have this handheld that just plays amazing Switch games and amazing indie games, I feel like that's enough.
Yeah, I think it is I think sweet spot is, I think they found their audience, right? Like, they kind of own that segment, whereas Xbox and PlayStation are over here in this not an arms race. So, Drew Mega says, interesting. Also, I know it's traditionally more of a Christmas time. Oh, this goes back to mulled wine. Okay, so if I have a Switch already, is it worth the upgrade to the OLED version, or wait until the eventual Switch Pro? Asked Drew Mega.
I think if you have a functioning Switch, unless you're very concerned about having, the nicest graphics and the nicest screen, because the screen does look better, it's not worth the upgrade, because if yours is working, then it's fine. I would just wait. I don't know. I don't think it's worth the replacement of a functional Switch.
What's the price point of the OLED?
My guess would be $299, but I have no idea.
I think it's the same price, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a replacement of the full model. It's not. They don't have like 3 SKUs now. The light, the regular, and the OLED. It was just a swap out.
I feel that was very like I've worked retail before, even though I'm sure people use the SKUs terminology elsewhere. It's like, I don't think they have 3 SKUs anymore. I love that. I did get to the point in my retail career where I could remember certain product ID numbers by heart. It's like, oh, I need this. Oh yeah, that's a 1473862. Who are you? Are you a robot? Yes, I am. Oof. Oof. Downs goes speed and 4K. That's something that Downs would want from a new Switch. Better online, although that's a thing that Nintendo doesn't really do well ever.
Yeah. But that's something, better online is something they could easily, well, not easily, but could functionally do without a new Switch. That's all. It has the hardware capabilities needed. They just don't use it properly.
That's the sound of us losing, by the way. You want to hear the sound of us winning? This is what it sounds like.
You are one of life's winners.
The sound of us losing is
Bah.
Those sounds are drastically different. 6:24 West Coast time. It is 9:24 out on the East Coast, and it is 2:24 for those watching GMS in the UK. Thanks for being here. I am Hefty Goof. That is Sports.Gaming. We've got the news coming up in just a second. Drew Mega says, no, it's more than the original Switch. Oh, it does cost more. In Canada, it's about $50 to $60 more than the original Switch. Huh. I mean, I'm not surprised because it does have an upgraded screen and such, but I'm kind of surprised, like you said, because it's the only one that exists now. So,
but is that the current, like the latest Switch price or the original Switch price? Because I think it came out as the same price. We've just seen price decreases.
Caleb says, with graphics cards being outrageously expensive, the
OLED is $350. So.
Oh, okay. I found a new love for old games. Games that are more than graphics. Wow.
And wishing for better graphics from Nintendo is just that's the game we've been playing for generations in Nintendo consoles. You want 4K on your Nintendo, they'll do that. They'll just wait until 8K is the standard, and then you'll get 4K on your Nintendo. That's just, you're always going to be like one giant graphical step behind, because that's just what Nintendo does.
Coming up next hour, we'll look at some of the best Nintendo products of all time. And we are asking you in this question, what is your favorite Nintendo product? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a console. You can answer that in the chat. I did like Caleb says, games are more than graphics. That could be like a t-shirt or something. It's very touching. That's thoughtful.
It's like Nintendo's one of their core like functional beliefs.
Fish are not food. Games are more than graphics. Quiet says, it's gonna get more on par with current gen stuff if the Switch 2 includes DLSS as rumored. That's some cool tech that basically gives you the quality of a 4K image but still renders at 1080p. Man, chat's dropping knowledge this morning. We'll talk more about this on the other side of the news. It is time to get informed about the headlines of the day video game style. And for that, we turn to our hashtag video game expert. Here's Sean.
Good morning. It is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022, and this is your Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. Speaking of Nintendo, segue, and slightly out of order stories, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which we've talked about, now has a playable demo, and you can go play that right now. Kirby and the Forgotten Land due out March 25th, now has a playable demo, so you can head on to your Switch right now, download it, play a brief demo, check it out. Obviously, it's available for free on the Nintendo Switch eShop. It encompasses 3 levels of Forgotten Land and the game's first boss fight, which means players will be able to test out mouthful mode for themselves a few weeks early. That's where you eat a car and you become Kirby Car, for example.
That's a mouthful. Check that out. I'll probably check this out. Who knows when, but I'll check this out because this is a game that looks interesting, and I'd like to see if I would want to play it or not. In our next news story of the day, in our semi-regular segment, someone's buying someone else. Epic Games has acquired Bandcamp. That's right. This is from Marcus Stewart of Game Informer. This has been quite the year of acquisitions. Microsoft has bought most things, and Sony has bought anything else. Zynga's also, Take-Two's purchased Zynga. Now Epic Games is getting in with the fun. And they bought Bandcamp, the music store / streaming platform. So Bandcamp. No one knows why. But you're being serious. No one knows why.
No one. Epic Games bought Bandcamp, and everyone's like, "Well, okay."
Because I'm familiar with Bandcamp for musicians to publish music. I know Pib-Jinky, whose music we use on the show, has a lot of stuff out on Bandcamp. In fact, I think Pib-Jinky has a new song, for what it's worth, out on Bandcamp, so you should check that out. Rob Kovacs, former guest of GMS Weekend Edition, musician, also had music on Bandcamp. So I thought it was like a publishing platform for like smaller artists.
It is.
Wow. So why the hell does Epic Games want it?
No one knows. There's obviously some speculations, and they go into some of those in the article that I provide. But yeah, it's no one quite understands exactly what Epic Games wants with Bandcamp, but now they have it, so I'm sure we'll find out soon. Is it going to be tied to Fortnite in some way? Is it tied to? I believe Epic Games purchased Harmonix sometime last year, so maybe they're looking at doing more music something. No one knows.
Well, congratulations, Epic Games, for buying something. Maybe they had a quota. Maybe they're like, hey, we have this 3 digits
extra
3 digits millions of
around.
dollars available. Are you gonna do anything with it? Because there's this sad reality that like if you get a budget and you don't use it, then people will typically take your budget away. There's like no incentive to save money when you
Was
get
there
a budget.
some tax incentive to buy someone else instead of have the cash lying around?
Sure, that's what I'm saying. It's like, we choose you.
Bandcamp. Maybe they were making calls, and all the development teams they called. They were like, "Oh, so we've been talking to Sony and Microsoft," and they were just going down the line. They're like, "Bandcamp, they don't make games, and let's call them anyway."
I'll just keep yelling at Rocket League and ask if Rocket League knows why. They're made by Epic. So
In our last news story of the day, another head scratcher. The Red Hot Chili Peppers 1999 song Californication is now a free video game.
No, it's not.
Yep,
No,
it sure is.
I will not acknowledge this one. No.
This is from Anna Diaz of Polygon. It's been more than 20 years since Red Hot Chili Peppers' album Californication was released. And thanks to the work of developer Mikel Camps Orteza, the title track has been turned into a video game. It turns out that when that music video came out, it was full of janky 3D rendered animated scenes that resembled an old PlayStation style game. And so someone, 20 years later was like, hey, let's make that a game. And so they did. And now it's a game. Good news though, it's for free and you can download it for Windows or Mac right now. So if you'd like to check out Californication, go check it out.
Even the song isn't that good.
I hope the game just features, because they can't obviously use the actual song, I'm assuming. But I hope it features music that's like an obvious ripoff of Californication, and it's just the same song for the entire time you play the game. Yep.
Maybe Flea or someone else involved with the band one day was like, just on a whim, signed someone's piece of paper. It was like, yeah, go ahead. And so Californication is looped in here because they have permission to use it for this game. Maybe it even said like, you have to wait 20 years. Never come back to bite me.
Nah, it'll be fine. So someone check it out because I want to know if it's amazing or terrible. I have my guess, but I want to know. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today, like Assetto Corsa Competizione, out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. Martha is Dead, out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. Variable Barricade, out on Switch. Never Alone, out on Switch. Light Up the Room, out on Xbox One. 15-in-1 Solitaire, out on Switch. Amazing Machines, out on Switch. Antarctica 88, out on Switch. Ghost on the Shore, out on PC and Mac. Clouzil, out on PC. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Who is Zombie? Out on Switch.
There is a question mark. In this graphic, there wasn't one. So I read it as Who is Zombie? Kind of like I Am Legend.
Who is Zombie? This just reminds me of your bit on doing an interview. And they come in and they're like, brains. And you're like, who is Zombie? Brains. No, not like what you like to eat, but who is Zombie?
What do you mean bit? Brains. That's how I used to job interview. in an unsurprising twist, I'm no longer managing anything, so weird. By the way, please ask your doctor if Competizone is right for you. Well, those are some names in the morning, one of which, those are some names about today. One of them is named Name of the Morning, and thus eligible to become Name of the Month. We would appreciate it if you would go to our Twitter, @WatchGMS, and search for those. If you missed any of the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News, there's two ways to catch up. First, search
#GMS Morning Gaming News.
And secondly, just go to our Instagram and Facebook pages, and we have that posted up usually after the show is over or slightly thereafter. You can find it Gaming Morning Show on all of the platforms, and then Twitter is WatchGMS. Top of the moron to you, Jordy Jasper.
Good moron.
Happy B-Day Switch. We are asking you, what is your favorite Nintendo product of all time? I have a surprising answer for you. I'm going to share that with you in a second. First, want to encourage you to become a Patreon of this program. You can by going to patreon.com/Gaming Morning Show. We always appreciate all of our Patreon subscribers totaling near the 30 mark. This week, Kakuri, Gonzo Gump, Scott Chick 360, Kajito, Chrissy Icky, and Groggy or Die are celebrating sub-anniversaries with us. You can find more about our Patreon at patreon.com/Gaming Morning Show. They start at $1, and our subscriber tier is less than a Twitch subscription. find out more. And then also, if you would like to get GMS-themed emotes, you can go over to Look It's Mike O's channel, one of our GMS hosts, as he has made some fine emotes available to you if you subscribe. So Look It's Mike O. My favorite Nintendo product of all time, I think, is the Power Pad. That thing was so much fun as a kid. It wouldn't hold up today because you can do everything without the floor mat. But I remember spending a lot of time on that thing playing the like U.S. track and field game or something, and you'd sit there and run, and then you hop off the pad for the long jump, and then right before you touch the ground, you go, and you'd land. And that's how you actually did the long jump, as opposed to if I had just jumped, and I would have gone like 3 feet, and that would not have been a world record. Power Pad was good.
Power Pad. They should bring it back.
Yeah, I mean they should, as a rug, because it wouldn't work.
That'd be a solid rug for like a living room.
I bet you a beer that it exists. There's someone Google, probably K-Laugh, if there is a Power Pad rug. There's got to be. If not, coming soon from Gaming Morning Show. Wonder how long that thing, like, what's the trademark on that? How long does that last?
I don't know. Maybe you could make it not look the exact same as the Power Pad, but make it a clear homage to the Power Pad and get away with it.
And then if you're cold, you can go outside, and on your left hand you can wear a glove, a power glove. No, you just go outside with your power glove, and your left hand stays warm. You just can't have another one. You only can have it on one hand. So it's a rule.
Put that right hand in your pocket.
And the other one's playing the piano. You walked into that one.
Analist Morissette.
Down says, knowing Nintendo, the Switch 2 will have 7 controllers, 3 types of screen, be made on cardboard. You will jump with facial expressions and be the most joyful thing in the world.
And they'll call it the Switch U.
And then you'll be ready for the next thing. Drew Mega says, my favorite all-time Nintendo product is tied between the SNES and N64 consoles. I thought you said controllers. Consoles. Quiet says, Nintendo not being up with tech wasn't truly until the Wii. Like, the N64 was on par, and in a lot of cases better than the PlayStation 1, the GameCube, and on par with the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. So Quiet kind of had a question I had for you. When was, like, the last time that Nintendo was ahead of, like, the best of the best technology, right? And I was thinking N64. Does that check out to you?
Yeah. Especially going into the N64 generation, because PlayStation, coming out was, a brand new product. So it had making up to do just in the the mental space of the video game world. So yeah, 64 checks out.
Quiet says, I probably appreciate the DS and Wii most just because they were both kind of a paradigm shift for gaming and both provided some unique experiences. And I kind of thought of that with the Wii was, okay, they were like, we're not going to win the graphics battle. So what can we do? And they came out with some pretty cool body movement tech.
Yeah.
I mean, Wii Sports, we spent a lot of time playing Wii Sports.
Yep. Wii's one of those consoles that there were a lot of people that bought a Wii and it had Wii Sports and they never played anything else. Yeah. They only played Wii Sports.
Jordy Jasper, I don't know. I've really been enjoying the Switch because of the compatibility between bringing it with you and then putting it on your TV. Also, the games they released on the Switch so far have been Chef's Kiss.
Yeah, I would... Picking my favorite Nintendo product, I'd probably end up going with the Switch. But for nostalgic reasons, like the 64 was important during my time growing up, and that was the transition from me being into video games because my parents played. Like, we had an NES when I was little, we had a Super Nintendo when I was little, but those were things that like my parents played and we played with them. And the 64 was where it really shifted to like, I played the Nintendo 64. There were plenty of things that I played that my parents never even touched. on the 64. That wasn't the case on the previous consoles. And so the 64 was definitely important in terms of like my youth and growing up and becoming like a video gamer. The 64 was important, so I'd probably go with that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same concept, except mine was the Super Nintendo. We had bought an NES, and my parents barely played that, period, so it really became kind of mine to begin with. But I played the heck out of the Super Nintendo. And then after that, I switched to the PlayStation, kind of haven't looked back in terms of the types of games and consoles that I use. I just really like the PlayStation controller to the point where, like, I barely want to use anything else, so... let's take it to Virginia. There's a woman there, according to Ben Hooper of UPI, who had a dog. There was a woman who had a dog in Virginia. A little bit of a stretch. Anyway, lost the dog. And ended up finding this dog 5 years later in Florida. Have you actually ever seen the movie Bingo?
No.
It was kind of like when dog movies for kids were really popular. Homeward Bound, Beethoven. It was kind of like a mid-90s film. The reason that movie stood out to me was because Bingo was the story of a dog owned by an NFL kicker. NFL kicker kicked for the Green Bay Packers and was traded to the Denver Broncos. And that always stood out to me because my father was a Packers fan, is a Packers fan, and I'm a Broncos fan. And so I was like, oh, this book, it knows me. But it was the story of this dog that got left in Green Bay and had to find its way to Denver. So, this is not the same story. This woman, as far as I know, does not kick for an NFL team, but lost this dog. True. It was a 15-year-old poodle, and it was brought to this animal control facility, had matted fur infection, so the dog was definitely kind of on the struggle bus a little bit. Scanned for microchip, was identified as Snowball, the dog reported missing in Virginia, and the owner said she cried when the shelter called her that her long-lost pet had been found, and she flew to Florida this week, was reunited with Snowball, who was treated by veterinarians and is cleared for the flight home.
Nice. What a good pup.
I want a good pup. One that won't make me sick. I'm always amazed. Like, this story is pretty cool because the dog somehow wound up in Florida. So that dog could have gotten there over the course of 5 years. So it's hard to tell how, but like I actually do believe those stories where it's like the dog just happened to walk all the way from Alabama to New Mexico, found its owners. I don't know. These are good stories. And I'm sure microchip technology and everything helps nowadays, but
yeah, it's amazing that dog made it that far without being scanned for a microchip in the first place.
True. Top of the moron to you, Dungeon Meowster KJ. It's good to see you for this edition of Gaming Morning Show.
Good moron!
Quiet says Bob. VIRGINIA. Virginia's a little bit too many letters to fit into the bingo pace, cadence. Something like that.
Rhythm? We just need to rewrite that song to be in 5/4 instead of 4/4.
Yes, of course. This game's not going well.
No.
No. Yes, Jordy, thanks. I appreciate the flag on your car. I did put the Ukraine flag on my car. As you know, the Russian invasion continues in Ukraine. I've still been doing about an hour or so a day of trying to pay attention to how that's going, which is a luxury I understand that a lot of people over there do not have right now. It's just to worry about it for, an hour at a time. But I'm trying to keep my brain filled with what's going on over there. So I'm hoping it ends as soon as it possibly can. It's interesting with news coverage of conflicts, and in this case, an invasion. I remember when I used to tell you that I took piano lessons as a kid, and it never really stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason that I remember probably realizing that something to do with media was probably going to be my calling, especially in hindsight, like having to remember this, was I used to take piano lessons at this place. It was out of town, so in my small area of the world, it was known as the country. So you'd go from town to the country, and that's where, the non-town was. And it was the only time I ever rode a school bus other than for, like, athletic events and such, because they were in the country. So to go to piano lessons, like, let's say it was on a Wednesday, I would have to get on the bus. And I'd go out there, and I'd take piano lessons for, like, 45 minutes, and I would just hang out and wait for my parent to come get me. Well, the piano teacher's husband, I ended up being pretty fond of. And so I'd sit there and watch the news with him after the piano lessons were over. And it was unfortunately when the early 90s Gulf War was happening. And so I was watching news updates at like 10-ish years old about what was going on in Iraq and such, in Kuwait. And I remember being like interested in the news. Because I remember, like, especially my kids now, they're like, don't watch the news, that's so boring. And I'm sitting here being like, I'm very interested in this. So, probably was a bad sign for my piano career that the news was more interesting than the piano lessons. Keep in mind, though, I am self-taught. I know how to play The Simpsons on the piano. Can they do it? 7 seconds to score an equalizer.
It's not looking good, but
hey,
we pulled back.
Just you wait. This is gonna be it. You're gonna see it. Good moron to you, Earthling.
Top of the moron.
Thanks for being here. We are a morning radio show that plays games, and we are asking you the question today: what is your favorite Nintendo product of all time? Because today, the Nintendo Switch turns 5 years old. 5 years old today, if you can believe it. Yeah, I feel like the Switch has just gone so quickly. And like you talk about with the Wii U, it was such a short amount of time where the Wii U was supposed to be the thing, so they got to the Switch pretty quickly, but it still feels like it's been less than 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's gone fast. Turns out a lot has happened in the last 5 years.
I was gonna say it doesn't help the timeline when the last 2 years have been a pandemic. So, and the pandemic continues. Yeah, we'll talk more about this. We have a top 10 list next hour about Nintendo products. KJ says Game Boy Clear and Tetris.
Nice.
So was the Game Boy Clear kind of during that era where it became like in vogue to have transparent coverings, like your phone, you could see the circuit boards and stuff in it?
Yep. There were lots of clear controllers at that time too.
Yeah. Pepsi Clear. Or it's Crystal, I think. Crystal Pepsi.
You could see the microchips inside of the Pepsi.
Oof. That's why they keep tracking me. Speaking of being able to see through things, there's a window in the far. A window to which I say, yar. Open up. Let's see right through. Bear, 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 bear. We summon you. It's a good looking right hand there.
It's pretty good.
I think Bear Bear is excited for... Oh, whoa! Never mind, Bear Bear shift the room.
No, I just moved the camera a little bit.
Bear Bear's a wizard. Can you get Bear Bear a wizard hat?
Yep.
I was gonna say before you move the camera that Bear Bear misses having more than 2 hosts as well, because Bear Bear got a lot more camera time in the 2x grid. So it's 6:51 now, 9:51 out east. It is 2:51 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's do birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate with us, please let us know, because we would love to celebrate with you. It was actually exciting because we had that happen yesterday. We got to say happy birthday to Scott Chick 180. So that was fun. Today, on March 3rd, 2022, Julie Bowen, actress, turns 52.
Nice.
Julie Bowen.
Julie Bowen. I remember
Also,
all the classic Julie Bowen movies.
I'm sure this is one of those where, like, the moment someone says one, I'll remember 38 of them. So,
Yeah, I mean, she does look familiar.
Jordy's yelling at you.
Just don't know from what. It's Bear Bear. It's Bear Bear.
Run, Sean, run!
Bear Bear's his buddy, Bob. Jordy, it's okay. You're panicking. Calm down, okay? The Bear Bear is a friend, and yesterday was Scott Chick 180's birthday, not Scott Chick 360. Okay. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Because, see, Scott Chick is 360, which means Scott Chick's mom was Scott Chick 180.
Yep. Math.
Julie Bowen, hottie, says Drew Mega. She was famous from Boston Legal and then on Modern Family. Okay. I believe you.
Happy Gilmore, K-Laf says.
Wait, what? What? Julie Bowen, Happy Gilmore.
That's a big hit.
You know what they say about him? Oh my gosh, I know who this person is! Did you know that Julie Bowen was the actress who played the love interest of Happy Gilmore? I remembered.
Spoiler
I totally
tease!
That's Julie Bowen! Look at that! Friends go to the ice skating rink with friends and skate to Endless Love.
Mm-hmm.
K-Laugh, gosh, you're so good at your job. Actress Katherine Waterston turns 42.
Catherine plays Tina in the Fantastic Beasts film series.
It was also in Happy Gilmore. Just kidding. I hope.
Also, she appears to be pregnant in this picture.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're talking about when she was at the Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald premiere, right?
Yeah, the Central London cinema.
Oh, I love the Central London, especially in like a nice mid-November day.
Yes, but man, do you remember that fall 2018?
Yes.
It's just beautiful.
Was. I believe she was wearing a yellow dress and posed for photographers upon arrival.
You say photographers. I'm thinking specifically Joel C. Ryan.
Of Envision.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
And the AP.
Jessica Biel turns 40 today, actress.
Also from Happy Gilmore.
Actually, I think Jessica Biel was in that Adam Sandler movie. Don't remember what the hell it was called, but I think she was in one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nathalie. So this is the second straight day that the H in the spelling of Natalie has thrown me off. Because I want to say Nathalie.
Right.
But I even
sneaking them in there.
Yeah, I even had Siri help me yesterday because I think it was Natalie Emmanuel's birthday. Today is Nathalie Kelley's 38th birthday.
Yeah. She was born in Peru.
I like Peru. I've never been there, but I would like to go. Singer Camila Cabello turns 25 today.
Nice. Has been nominated for 3 Grammy Awards.
But how many has she won? Should we start playing that as like a hardy or not hardy game, kind of like lawsuit or not lawsuit, where if it doesn't tell us how many they've won, we have to guess?
Could
do Price is Right rules.
Sure.
Hardy or not hardy?
Okay, we'll figure that out. Kosogo Plays is here. Good morning to you, Kosogo. It says Jessica Biel was in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Ooh.
That was Adam Sandler and Kevin James, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I've never seen that. So there you go. There's some of your birthdays, but we have more.
We've got a drummer birthday.
Duncan Phillips of Newsboys is 58. It's his first drummer birthday in a while.
Yeah. No, we had quite the dry spell. Newsboys. Do you know any Newsboys songs?
No.
Okay. Today is Jackie Joyner Kersey's 60th birthday. Same age as Herschel Walker, former NFL running back. So you have a Olympic athlete, NFL running back, both turning 60 today.
Nice. It's musician Robin Hitchcock's 69th birthday.
Nice.
Nice.
Do we know anything about musician Robin Hitchcock?
Only that they are 69 years old.
Thank you.
That's a good number.
Checks out. Yeah, I don't see any others that I...
It's a movie producer / director George Miller's birthday. He's 77.
Oh, Mad Max, this tells me. All right, it's also Alexander Graham Bell's not with us anymore birthday. So.
Give someone a phone call today.
All right, we have many this day in gaming histories. Of course, the one that we're celebrating the most is the Switch turning 5 today, released this day in 2017. Nintendo released it for $299, so the price is held over 5 years. The system uses the NVIDIA Tegra processor, incorporates 6.2-inch 120 by 720 resolution multi-touch screen, includes 32 gigabyte memory, expandable to 2 terabytes via SD slot, operates 2.5 to 6 hours on battery power, and uses 16 gigabyte cards for games. An extra Joy-Con controller was to cost $80.
Wow.
They're cheaper than that now, right?
I don't know. I don't know if they've gone down at all.
I should know because I bought several of them, but I thought they were less than. Maybe I got like something on Amazon or something that was cheaper. I don't know. That same year, with the thing, I believe, Nintendo released the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for Switch and Wii U.
Wii U, huh? Never heard of it.
Because wasn't Breath of the Wild the launch, like it was packaged with the Switch, or it was available the day of the Switch?
Yeah, it came out, if not right away, like really early in the Switch life cycle. But wasn't a package game.
Okay. Also the same year, 2017, Konami released the Super Bomberman R video game for the Switch.
R.
Uh-oh. Nope, I think he's taking a snooze.
Huh?
Bob, are you asleep?
No one wake up. No one wake up, Bob.
Bob, are you asleep? Okay. Yeah, I don't hear Bob sleeping, or I don't hear Bob at all.
Is that what sleeping sounds like?
You're not here for the other 21 hours of the day. There's a lot of noises that come out of that box. We do have one from before 1995, which means Sean gets to play Lawsuit or Not Lawsuit. We take you back to 1971.
Ooh. It sure seems like lawsuit era, but I think I'll go not lawsuit.
Magnavox signs an exclusive licensing agreement with Sanders Associates for the television video game technology.
Nice.
Correct.
Nailed it.
For the television video game technology. 2005, Arkansas Senator Sean Womack introduced a bill that would require shops that rent or sell M-rated games to display them at the height of at least 5 feet from the floor. In 2008, 2K released Major League Baseball 2K8 for a variety of machines. The next year, Halo Wars came out from Microsoft for the Xbox 360. Also in 2009, Sony put out MLB 09 The Show for PlayStation 3. So there you go.
Nice.
That is your This Day in Gaming History and Birthdays. We have something exciting next hour because today the Switch turns 5 years old. So we will do every Nintendo console ranked worst to best. Now, are there over 10 selections on this list? That you'll have to wait to see, but we'll do that next hour. We also have sports as well. It is the Thursday edition. Good morning to you. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Sean and Hefty on March 3rd, 2022. Back in a moment. Facebook, Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. GamingMorningShow.tv.
Not that you're not strong, or that you know what I need. In the past I played along, so devoted I lost parts of me. This time it's not gonna happen. Don't need happy forever after. I let go of past if you do too. To leave now would be running from the truth. We could do better than this. We could do better than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. We could do better than this. We are much bigger than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. We could do better than this. Better. We could do better. Better.
Once upon a time, we were both happy. Everything was fine, then suddenly it leave. I was left behind, broken in pieces. Then you'd reappear. Sometimes we all feel a little afraid. We don't put our emotions on display. But I've gotta be strong. I don't wanna know if you feel it too. Your chances toe the line, make you wanna stay. Asking myself why you keep going away. Don't want more goodbyes, so I've gotta say.
If you build it, go the distance. If you build it.
That's it? This.
That's all you built. Why didn't you build more of it? They're not coming. Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, come Monday through Friday and sometimes after dark. The daily theme with a question mark. We got gaming news and sports and Bob. Hefty, Austin, Mike, and Sean, the heartthrob. I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
We'll roll with this. By the way, they give us some context. Pastries are different from breads in that they have a higher fat content, which gives them a flakier, more crumbly texture. You hear that? Biscuits versus scones?
Same.
Same. So there's 5 different types of pastries. I'm not going to read them because there's a lot of words I don't want to say in there. There's 5 different types. We'll post this link and you can learn it after the show. It's your homework, Chad. All right, I'll start with number 1.
1.
Croissants. I like croissants a lot. My favorite type of sandwich, croissant sandwich. Like, I love a good rye bread, don't get me wrong. Sourdough dough is super overrated. Ugh, sourdough.
Like rye or sourdough or croissants.
I also love white bread.
Or anything.
Or anything.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, List of the Day, and Sports. Follow us on Twitter @WatchGMS and become a Patreon. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. A new box would be pretty okay. Thank you for your support of GMS. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being along for the ride. It is Thursday. February was last month. We move ahead to March 3rd, 2022, and we are so excited you're with us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. I know that we're still anticipating the debut of Wizard Bear Bear, so stick around for that. It's probably happening sooner than later. Do I have that right?
Whoa. Yeah, hopefully. Bear Bear is rather picky when it comes to his headwear, so he's still picking out a wizard hat that he really likes.
How has Arturo adjusted back to a little bit more of a normal schedule from you? Oh, that good, huh?
He likes the schedule. The desk is still throwing him off because I'm still on smaller desk, and that was the first time he's ventured trying to jump on here, even though there's no here. Wait, hold on. All right, anyone who gets motion sick, maybe close your eyes for a sec. All right, so
whoa,
here's the space. There's a little bit here. There's a little bit here. There's no space for him. I have keyboard and mouse and phone, and there's nothing for him. But he tried anyway, and so he stepped on my hand.
So I remember we had an incident where in the kitchen Arturo jumped up on the counter, but we don't think was anticipating the basin, like the drying rack of dishes, and there was a big old pan that was there, and so hopped up there and went kind of like this. So here's the corner, went boop, boo, just jumped right back down. I think you said you thought he was falling, right?
That's what, out of the corner of my eye, that's sure what it looks like.
Like, kind of just missed the jump, didn't stick the landing. So. Oh, well, it's good to see Arturo. It's been a while. It's also good to see you. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV. Good moron to you.
Top of the moron.
Brendan will be streaming later today, as is the case on Thursdays around 4:30 Pacific time, and on Saturdays around 2 p.m. Pacific time. Check out one of our ambassadors, the Final Hour crew. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV. We are a morning radio show that plays games. If you haven't, please head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. We have a YouTube exclusive GMS Plays Horizon Forbidden West series. Episodes 1 through 4 are out, available for you to watch right now. Check it out because it's been a lot of fun to see Sean play through this brand new game. I'm excited to see what twists and turns lie ahead. So you can get on the playlist. You can also like and comment, and those always help us out too. That's at youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. Do you hear what Sean hears?
It's more of a visual. Huh. Do you want to see?
I don't know. Do we want to see?
I think we can get a good view of this. Are you ready? Cat in a sink.
You're in there?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were in there.
Arturo.
It's just my cat in the sink.
So that's where he wants to be, I guess.
I didn't know you were in there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Meow.
All right. Well, we're learning a whole bunch. Even Scott Chick was bombarded by a cat earlier in the show. So hope you're doing okay, Scott Chick.
Well, you should take my strategy and just put your cat in a sink.
It's just my cat in the sink, girl. The Switch turns 5 today. We are asking, what is your favorite Nintendo product ever? We've had some say the Switch is. N64 Super Nintendo has been mentioned. Game Boy Clear has been mentioned today. I said the Power Pad was one of my favorite Nintendo products of all time. We'll give you a best and worst consoles list coming up in just a little bit on this edition of the show. Yesterday on Twitter, I posted that whenever I leave my garage and I'm on the inside of the garage, okay, and I'm about to walk out, but like I'm not driving. You with me so far?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I gotta walk out, and I'm happen to leave the garage.
Right.
The garage door opens up, but like I'm this close to the garage door because I'm already at the end, and I hit the little button, and it starts to go up slowly in front of me.
Uh-huh. There's something else in the sink now. Thanks, Arturo.
Is your cat good?
No. He's a bad cat.
Arturo. So the garage door keeps going up. I feel like I'm making a WWE entrance.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, I'm just like...
Do you have a theme song yet?
I sit there and be like, I want to be like... like raising my arms like I'm lifting the garage door.
Your new entrance theme song is Californication.
No.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, I'm not going to do Red Hot Chili Peppers. Unless that game is, if that game is amazing, then maybe I'll consider it, because the song is not amazing in my book. Quiet I Am Gaming said, more like Artur no. So what fell in the sink? Is that something we can know?
I think it was just like the rubber sink stopper that was next to the sink, but he wanted it in the sink. So
oh, well, that, I mean, cats are gonna cat,
yeah.
right? So
yeah, no, for sure it was just him knocking things down, because he knocks things down all the time.
Well, see, because that thing was just sitting there. And so if it's just sitting there, a cat's got to knock it down.
Yeah. Especially early in the morning with stuff that's on my dresser.
So early in the morning. Arturo is causing mischief, says Scotch. True. Brendan goes, I have a soft spot in my heart for the 3DS. It kept me gaming when I was too broke for any other games, and its lineup is underrated.
It's pretty solid.
You know, I'll agree in the sense that I do kind of discount some of the portables I've had. Like, I had a PSP and I had a Game Gear. And I do think that they supplied me more joy than I give them credit for.
Right. I was never a huge handheld gamer. I had a Game Boy, was like my only handheld until the Switch.
Get in there.
But I do like the Switch.
Save. Yeah, I have actually taken the Switch far fewer places, but we also got ours during the pandemic. So I really haven't gone anywhere routinely, like, say, commute to work or something. Like, I haven't gone often enough where I'd be like, oh, I'm going to play that game today while I'm at work.
Right. I've had quite a few hours of airplane switch time. Airplane switch time is fun.
How many sports games do they make for the Switch?
Like EA Sports that's in the game,
Yeah.
sports games? I'm not positive.
Okay. Because, like, I would play NHL 22, or I might even play, like, the Madden games on Switch. Top of the Moron to you, DRG. It's good to see you this
fan
morning.
of Hildart Duff and Harry Clarence Styles.
Apparently DRG is a fan of Hildart Duff and Harry Clarence Styles.
Good moron.
DRG says, Bomberman used to be the bomb on Game Boy. It would have been a shame if Bomberman used to be, like, the fuse, but not the bomb on game. I don't really know how you couldn't make that a pun there, TRG. But, you know, honestly, that's what surprised me in this day in gaming history was Breath of the Wild came out for Switch, and that I had heard was like a launch day title and kind of a big deal for helping the Switch with sales and all this stuff. I didn't realize they had a Bomberman game the same day.
Yeah. I've never gotten into Bomberman. Seems fun.
I mean, I've seen like clips of Bomberman. I've never actually played it. So. Because it's like you have to like blow up puzzles, kind of like it's a puzzle solving game.
Yeah, it seems puzzly.
Yeah. The Hubs is letting me borrow his Switch and even bought me Stardew Valley for the trip in April. That was nice of your husband.
Yeah.
Quiet says, I have worked at 2 different jobs that were both like 5 minutes of Tiburon, where they make them hit. Oh, your jobs have been within 5 minutes? Did they give you free Madden games since, you know, you're already over there? It's like, hey there, random person. We couldn't help but notice you work nearby. Yeah, I think better said, DRG. I would expect you to make the Bomberman pun, actually, now that I think about it. Like, we need to have those kind of things on the show. So
I would have been disappointed had it not happened.
Yeah. No excuse needed. So Brandon goes, I forgot the Switch released with Bomberman game because the game was so bad. Yeah, it said Bomberman R.
Hey, do any of you know a pirate's favorite letter?
Is it Bomberman R?
Huh? You'd think it was
Bomberman.
R, but their first love is the sea.
Bomberman C?
They did not, but I used to review video games. I did a review of Madden, so I received a free copy for that. There you go. Did you like doing reviews? You know, these silly curvature in these walls would be a lot easier if they just made them a little bit more 45-y. I got Bombermans.
All right, we're good.
Everything is fine.
Oh,
Get in there.
I wanted to get one more.
So close. So close. The good news is we are one of life's winners. You were MVP.
I did it. I'm the best.
You are one of life's winners.
Fact. All right. 7:23 now, West Coast time. It's 10:23 out east. It is 3:23 for those watching GMS in the UK. Coming up, we're going to tell you about Twitter and podcasts. Let's say you're like, man, I love things in 280 characters at a time, but I also love podcasts. Well, those two things may become much more aligned in the coming months. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. It is National Hospitalist Day.
Yep.
National Anthem Day. Or National Anthem Day. So I don't know if you're supposed to celebrate, like, your country's anthem, or if you're supposed to celebrate, like, your favorite anthems.
Oh. See, I think it's... Oh, I thought it was National Anthem. That made sense.
It's national.
Is anyone like a big fan of national anthems, like just in general? Like, not necessarily even their own. They just, man, I love national anthems.
I mean, I like O Canada.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Is that on your list of top 5 national anthems?
Yeah. My top 5 anthems, though, is a very short list. Because I don't know many others. I do love, there's the Canada national anthem, and then there's the Formula 1 song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise known as the UK national anthem. There's going to be some kid who was watching a lot of Formula 1 during Lewis Hamilton's run to what, 7? Was it 7 straight or just 7?
7? I think it's just 7.
But it was one of those had like there was a good stretch, right? Maybe it was like 5 in a row or something like that. That's going to believe that the UK national anthem, because Lewis Hamilton was so dominant in Formula 1, that they're going to think that the Formula 1 song is the UK national anthem. National I Want You to Be Happy Day.
Just you, though.
Not me.
Just you. No one else. Just you.
Not them. Not Bear. Just you.
Not you.
You look so mad.
I don't know why I'm mad at Bear.
Jeez. Poor Bear.
He said he did pick out a wizard's hat.
Okay.
So whenever we want to unveil his new wizard's hat,
I do that next.
He said
hour.
he's ready.
Yeah, and let's go right at the top of next hour. So if you would, if Bear's okay with it, will you have Bear shut the blinds, and then we'll open them again next hour?
Sounds good. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So that's coming up next hour. It is also National Mulled Wine Day?
Mulled wine.
Not National Penicillin Wine Day.
Not mulled wine.
Mold.
Moldy wine. Mulled wine.
Moldy wine. Stay away from me. And a National Soup It Forward Day.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know what it is I don't like about it, but I don't like it.
Please send that chicken and wild rice to that table over there, please. I didn't ask for soup. What are you doing? Or are you in the line like at the soup store? It's like I'll get the people's order behind me.
Ooh, or do you mix it into other like paid forward chains, where like you're in Starbucks and you go up and they're like, the car in front of you paid for your coffee, and you're like, oh great, that's thanks. Here, can you give this soup to the car behind me?
All right, let's do this list of the day. This is from Matthew Bird of Den of Geek, denofgeek.com. These are the best, worst rankings for every Nintendo console. And it was from May of 2021, so we're fairly recent. There shouldn't be a console in here that we don't know about. All right. Now, there are more than 10. So, my wonder is, will we see the Wii U, Sean's nemesis, on this list? We'll have to find out.
1, 0.
Game Boy Advance is number 10 on this list. This was the second Game Boy. It was like Game Boy, maybe Game Boy Color. There was Game Boy Clear, but like this was the next massive change to the Game Boy, I believe. Yeah, Nintendo eventually was able to come out with something called the Game Boy Advance SP, because the Game Boy Advance maybe had some really bad lighting, according to this. You have to wonder what could have been, though, with the hardware if it was ready for prime time, writes the author. The GBA could have justified its existence if it was just a portable SNES. The Hero's device that strangely inspired one of the industry's best developers to really push the limits of handheld game design and start to explore what was possible. Honestly, you could possibly swap the Game Boy Advance and the next entry, foreshadowing, depending on the mood you're in. But Game Boy Advance had a very short lifespan, which is why this author puts it at number 10.
9.
And number 9, yeah, very similar to number 10. Number 9 is the Nintendo 3DS. And they say ranking the Nintendo 3DS is difficult if for no other reason than the fact it took a while for Nintendo to get the hardware right. Even the Nintendo 2DS is still one of the oddest pieces of strangely bitter, quote, budget device design. The handheld's 3D technology, which proved to be kind of all over the place. No one really bothered to use it, but it was there. But the game library is superb. One of the best handheld history game libraries in Nintendo's repertoire.
8.
The Nintendo Wii makes this list at number 8. There are a few times when it feels like Nintendo Wii was a fever dream. There are times, rather. Remember when we were playing motion-controlled bowling with our grandmas as we both marveled at the realization that we were indeed in the future? I mean, that's pretty much how you summarized it, was everyone played Wii Sports, and it was like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, is like Nintendo did a great job being like, hey, we can play games with our bodies. And then nobody wanted to play many of the games with our bodies.
Yep.
So, sorry, Connect.
The highs were high, but the lows were low.
True. Well said.
Number 7 is the Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, the GameCube was a step in the right direction. The 64 came out and people were like, hey, everyone else is moving to discs. And Nintendo was like, oh, we'll move to discs. How about these tiny little ones?
Bitty bitty little discs.
But the GameCube obviously was a good Nintendo console, but not without its faults. The the library again, the GameCube's library again features one of the best collections of exclusive titles in gaming history. It gave us both Resident Evil 4 and Animal Crossing. The old 1-2 punch. This also helped us reimagine the Metroid franchise and prove that Super Smash Bros. Is so much more than a gimmick. But number 7, Nintendo GameCube.
I'm gonna say
6.
This is probably because I didn't play as many titles on the GameCube, but I think the Wii was probably a better console than the GameCube, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe because you only could play Wii Sports with the Wii, but N64 makes the list at number 6, and I'm fine with that. The one thing that I will always give the N64 credit for, because I didn't love it as a console, and you had a different experience, it sounds like, because you said that's when you transitioned to be like, this is my console, not our console, is that had the 4 inputs. You could play with 4 people without having to buy a damn multi-tap. Because that's what I had to do with my PlayStation. I had to buy the extra, like, accessory, and the Nintendo 64 had that built in. I was not caught up with the N64's, like, ooh, it's all 3D and everything. Like, I wasn't really mesmerized by that. But I also didn't really love its controller either. So I think there was just some mismatches for me with the N64 that I was getting what I wanted from the PlayStation. So I'm surprised to see it this low on this list, but I think there's a lot more Nintendo products that I've forgotten about as well.
5.
I love 2/3 of the Nintendo 64 controller. Number 5. Number 5 is the Nintendo Switch. A little low, in my opinion, on this list, especially having peaked at later ones, but that's just me. We've talked a lot about the Switch today, obviously. The Switch has been a fantastic follow-up to the terrible Wii U. Its big gimmick isn't really a gimmick. It's the fact that you can play it on your TV and then pick it up and take it on the go. So they've done a really good job of merging a handheld with a true console gaming experience. And they've done a good job of embracing third-party games, especially in the indie world. This is not just the Nintendo exclusive console that that Nintendo's been accused of in the past. So it's been a lot of fun getting to know the Switch over the last 5 years.
4.
The Nintendo Game Boy is on this list at number 4. Changed how you played video games to a big degree. I remember Jeff's mom never played video games, but always played the Game Boy, right? These things actually were at Jeff's house kind of like coasters. Like, Jeff had a lot of Game Boys. And so you could just go over there and pick it up and start playing games.
Does Jeff's mom still play handheld video games?
I don't know.
Oh. Wonder who does know.
It's time for Ask Jeff. It's time for Ask Jeff. Ask Jeff.
Just wanted to hear the jingle.
Yeah.
Does your mom still play handheld video games like the Game Boy?
I don't know. Mom, you ever play Game Boy? You ever play on? Yeah, you ever play on one?
No, like
Yep.
still though.
Yeah.
Huh. There you go. Jeff's mom still plays the Game Boy.
She just happened to be sitting right there. I thought for a second we were gonna get Inception and he was going to call his mom while we were calling him. But
3.
I can't believe she still plays Game Boy. Number 3 is the Nintendo DS. This is another one of those Nintendo devices that can justify its high ranking on the basis of its library alone. The DS is introduced all of us to a touch screen and all of the features that were associated with having a touch screen on a Nintendo console. While having a touchscreen felt closer to a novelty, the DS treated the concept with a sense of joy that perfectly captured the thrill many of us felt when we realized that we were able to control games in such a futuristic way. Wow. The DS could have just been another Game Boy, and it would likely still be fondly remembered. What elevates it are the ways that it so perfectly showcases the benefits of Nintendo's outside-the-box thinking.
2.
The Nintendo Entertainment System's on this list at number 2. Yeah, I mean, game changer, right? I didn't grow up in the Atari era, so I don't know what it was like to go from, like, basically no video games to being like, holy cow, like, we can play games and it's kind of cool, right? But this thing, it probably, like, highlighted one of the highlights of my childhood, right? I had this old TV that my parents didn't use. It was one of those, like, you pulled the little thing to turn it on and you had to change it to channel 3 or what. We were a channel 4 household, for what it's worth, because on the little switchy thingy you could choose channel 3 or channel 4. We were a channel 4 household.
Wow, rebels.
I think we might have been the only one in history.
they were going to discontinue that switch, and then they found out that one household in Montana was using it.
Like, wait, for the hefty household. But yeah, played a lot of Super Nintendo or Super Mario Brothers. Played a lot of Super Nintendo on the Nintendo. It was a great console. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
1.
And in the top slot, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. There was a time when parents everywhere were convinced that the Super Nintendo was some kind of scam. After all, we already owned a Nintendo. Why would they ever spend a couple $100s on another one? Eventually, people figured it out. Kids everywhere quickly figured out the answer to that question. Unlike other console follow-ups from previous generations that offered diminishing returns in order to score quick bucks, Nintendo built the SNES to prove to all the doubters that this really was the future of gaming, and that the Super Nintendo was going to open doors that many of us never knew were there.
That is every Nintendo console ranked from worst to best by Matthew Bird of Den of Geek. If you were wondering, the Virtua Boy and the Wii U are on this list, so if you want to click on it and see where they land, because Brendan had said something to the effect of, if Virtua Boy was Sega, Virtual was Nintendo, ranks above the Game Boy Advance, check this person for no taste. You can look it up. Also, Drew Mega asked, where's the Wii U with a side of Schweppes? Sean says 1-2 punch half jokingly, writes Brendan, but Animal Crossing plus Resident Evil is an intersection of many of my favorite things.
They're basically the same game if you think about it.
Raindrops on roses and Wesker on zombies. These are a few of my favorite things. When Tom Nook bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply reach for my Nintendo GameCube, and then everything doesn't feel so sad. Drew Mega says GoldenEye on N64. Come on, genre-defining experience. That is true. And because I didn't own the N64, I was always over at other people's houses playing split screen GoldenEye.
Yep. Well, N64 was the birth of the 3D collectathons, like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie.
Collectathons?
Yeah, it's a term.
Is that like the type of game?
Yeah, it's a 3D game, and then you go around and you're collecting things. So each level has like, oh, you need to get 10 of these doodads and 5 of those golden presents and 7 of those who's-its. Don't forget the what's-its.
I don't know if Drew Mega just witnessed Drew Mega's first Ask Jeff segment, but said feels like that was something out of Wedding Crashers, where Will Ferrell yells at Mom, "Ma, the meatloaf!" Ma, do you still play the Game Boy?
I still can't believe she was just right there. Now I want to know, is she there every time we call Jeff?
Or was Jeff acting? I bet Jeff's mom was there. Drew Mega, yep, SNES was a game changer for me. Transitioning from the NES to the SNES was incredible. It was a pretty big leap, yeah. That Super Mario World soundtrack was a bop.
Yep.
Dungeon Master KJ, I remember our Atari. My parents wouldn't let me watch TV as a young kid, but I could play Atari. I have, one of my, like, collector things that I have is I have a Sears, like, 5-in-1, 6-in-1, like, video game console thing that played, like, Pong, but there was also hockey. The hockey was really cool because you could move, like, one thing that then, like, moved, like, several of the other. So you had more than one, like, little stick on the screen, like you do in Pong. So, and then there was a couple others. I have it right next to me, but it's buried. I'd have to get stuff out. But my grandmother had that, and she let me keep it. So, and it was also a Channel 4 device, but it didn't have the coax, like, twisty connector. It had the one where you had to unscrew the 2 screws and had those, like, U-clips that you had to put into it.
Oh,
yeah, so it was super old. Top of the moron to you, Apollo. It's good to see you. I was thinking about Apollo.
Good moron!
Because I once said that I would eat muffins that had a little bit of mold on them by just picking away the mold part. And ever since then, Apollo has been fixated on me and mold. But today is Mulled Wine Day. And somebody asked, are you saying mulled wine or mold wine? And I was like, oh, man, if Apollo was here. Sure enough. Welcome to the chat, Apollo. Apollo genuinely misses the Game Boy.
It still exists.
Does it?
I still have mine, and it works.
Really?
I pulled it out recently and I have like an AC adapter pack and plugged it in, and it turned right on.
Wow. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that at all, but, you know, things were built better back in the day, so.
Well, in the list we read, it had a little blurb in the NES section about, like, everyone they knew had their NES fail at some point. Mine never had any issues, aside from, like, needing to blow out dust every now and then, but it was a while ago. It was probably, like, 10 years ago. I pulled out my NES and I opened it up and cleaned all the contacts and kind of cleaned it up. It works perfectly still. I've never had any issues with it.
Yeah, mine still worked when I sold it. And I mean, I didn't sell it like the day the SNES came out. Like, I had it. I'm assuming we got it close to like 1985, and I think I sold it closer to like 1997. So after 12 years, but I was selling it to get money for another, like a PlayStation or something. So,
right.
I already had my PlayStation. That probably games or something like that. But yeah, it worked up until then. I don't have my Game Gear anymore. I don't think I have any of my old consoles, to be honest. So, but I was watching our daughters play Dr. Mario on your NES, whatever that thing's called.
Classic.
Classic, yeah. So the like hard drive one, and I forgot that was an SNES game, or a Nintendo game, rather. I thought Dr. Mario, I only thought of the Game Boy.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember playing Dr. Mario against my sister on the NES, because there's like a competitive mode.
Yep.
Yes!
Nice work.
Well, I screwed up. I knocked our poor little teammate to the side, and then I'm like waiting for this ball to like come down, because I can't fly high enough to get it, so I had to wait for it to come down so I could get it, and it barely went in the net. But I felt badly because I totally got our teammates.
You really
away.
took him out.
Yeah, I really did. Apollo said, "Dang you, monster! I told my boss that story." You told your boss of the mold?
You're famous.
Listen, I told you, Apollo. I've learned that that's apparently not an okay thing to do. I used to think that it was fine to like not waste the food if it had just a little bit of mold on it. I also eat blue cheese dressing, so.
They're the same. In fact, if you had a little bit of mold on like a muffin and you take the mold off and then put some blue cheese dressing on, it's fine.
It nullifies the mold.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I've not been ill for 28 years of my life. So ever since I started eating mold on bread. KJ says, I still have mine, but my screen is black going back to the Game Boy. It died a couple of years ago. That's too bad.
Oh,
yeah, Hefty Wife recently found, or was handed her old Game Boy whilst cleaning out things from mother-in-law. And I think said she turned it on and it worked as well. So
we also had our wives' Game Gear that did not work.
Man, if our wives had World Series baseball, I'd be on cloud 9. Played the heck out of that game. Drew Mega says, my NES is starting to act funny. Gotta try and clean it out. Yeah, I had to do the thing with the game cartridges, but I never had any other issues other than that, so... What are the odds that would be like a common problem that they had?
It's the dust.
Was it the dust?
Yeah. Yeah, because the contacts, there was, a slot in the Nintendo and then contacts that needed to slide in there. And if they didn't make good contact, it had issues. And so blowing it theoretically would blow the dust off. And then make it work. Sometimes just taking it out and putting it back in was also all it needed. But you take it out, you blow on it, and then it works. And you're like, oh, clearly blowing on it fixes it. When really you just need to reset the cartridge.
Blowing into your Nintendo cartridge. The original, did you turn it off and back on? Hit the ground, ball. Jeez. I was already starting to turn the music back up and everything. And I'm like, what's going on? Hey, we are one of life's winners. We are cracked at Rocket League. Do you feel like a legend?
Yes.
The legend of the Rocket League. It's way hardcore. Apollo says, yeah, I did tell that story, and she surprised you're live. It's just a little bit of mold. It wasn't even... All right, whatever. Apollo says, I still remember that it turns out blowing into the cartridges was actually bad for them.
Yeah. Your breath has moisture, and moisture turns out is bad for metal contacts because that can eventually cause issues.
Chris M.E. is here. Top of the moron to you, Chris.
Good moron!
The reason blowing into them worked was saliva. It sometimes helped make those contacts, but it was bad for the cartridges. There we go. All right. We've learned. Let's take you on a story of social media. There is an app out there called Twitter, and it may be adding a built-in podcast tab sometime soon, according to Emma Roth of The Verge. You might have noticed that Twitter has kind of doubled down on Spaces, which is their Clubhouse-esque audio streaming type thing where you can host live audio conversations. Really high quality, by the way. That's the thing I'm most impressed by with Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces is just from your phone, everyone sounds like they're on a condenser microphone. Like they've made the audio top notch, so
pretty good.
I'm probably sure there's some credit due to Apple and Android, or Samsung and people who make those phones.
Just Twitter.
It's all you, Twitter. Engineer for Twitter. That's a lie. Run that back. It looks like there might be a tab dedicated to podcasts. There was a screenshot posted by reverse engineer Jane Mansion Wong, and it shows a microphone icon in the Twitter app's bottom menu, and that leads to a page titled Podcasts, according to The Verge. Now, it didn't show any indication of how podcasts could be displayed on the platform or if it'll somehow incorporate Spaces, which, as we just talked about, is the audio-only chat room. Right now, live Spaces are stuffed at the top of Twitter feeds. There's also a Spaces button now. And Spaces can also be played back later, but they have a shorter shelf life. I think it's like 30 or 60 days or something like that. But they started to do the Spaces in 2020, even dove deeper into it when they got the social platform for Breaker is the name of this platform, a podcast platform. And it's an ongoing project. They started letting anyone create these chat rooms and all mobile users to record conversations. So I could see it making sense. Here's the other cool thing about the way that Spaces works is you can minimize the Twitter app and it doesn't stutter. You keep listening. You can keep scrolling your Twitter feed and you keep listening. Like, they've made it very seamless.
Nice job, Twitter.
So there you go. And we are very close to having our show be simulcast on the regular on Twitter Spaces as well. So be looking for that. You can follow us at WatchGMS on Twitter. All right? So that's the story from The Verge. Twitter, maybe adding podcasts soon. I could totally see it working because of how well they've done Spaces. So,
yeah, for sure.
It's now 7:52 West Coast time, 10:52 out east. It is 3:52 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Apollo says, I'm starting to hate Twitter. Kate Zaid, very shortly after, says, Twitter is on top of its game. I wonder if Twitter's polarizing.
I think everyone's on the same page.
KJ does love Spaces, though, so. Yeah, I like Spaces.
She also loves space.
Really?
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
Pluto, the best damn planet in the world. In space. Space. Space.
Yesterday, I was watching hockey. Okay. It's time for sports, by the way.
Were you watching the Seattle Sky Kraken?
Sports! Yes, yesterday I stopped in to have dinner at Sean's house, and I brought Fremont Beverages Sky Kraken. First thing out of Sean's mouth is, did the Kraken play tonight? I said, I don't know. Turned out they did. This was the cool part about this game. So they're playing Nashville in Seattle, and your Seattle Kraken get a 4-3 victory. But the scoring was epic in the second period. Nashville scored on a power play goal, and the hilarious part of this was it was on TNT, and the broadcasters were just talking about how much better Seattle's penalty kill unit had been in recent games. And no sooner did they say that than the Predators score to go up 2-0, 6:54 into the period. Seattle then scored a goal at 7:23 in, 8:58, and 10:02. So basically 3 goals in like 2.5 minutes.
Pretty good.
I love hockey. Colin Blackwell's shorthanded goal with about 17 minutes remaining in the third period was the game winner, 4-3 win for your Seattle Kraken. Since the baseball's never going to happen, it's time to play Did the Blazers Win? Sean, did your Portland Trailblazers win?
No.
Okay, we'll lock that one in.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yesterday, Portland traveled to Phoenix, and the Suns, the home team, squeaked by for a 30-point victory over your Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Would you say yes or no?
I was correct. I said they
correct.
Did not win.
Blazers ticked down to 25-37 on the year.
Ooh.
Squeaked by a 30-point victory. Meanwhile, Chris M.E.'s LA Kings lost 4-3 at Dallas. So. His Los Angeles Kings. Pickle Feats is here. Top of the moron to you.
Good moron.
Arizona Cardinals have signed extensions for both Coach Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim.
Cliff Kingsbury, my favorite USC offensive coordinator for 2 weeks.
You mean USC legend Cliff Kingsbury.
He was undefeated as OC.
May I never have to try to meet Lane Kiffin and Cliff Kingsbury at the same time. Hi there, Cliff and Lane Cliff. Oh, God. Zion Williamson's recovery from a right foot injury has improved to the point where he can gradually resume basketball activities, according to the Associated Press. That was according to the New Orleans Pelicans. However, there's no timetable when he might play a game. Tiger Woods. He's in the news. Woods was the winner of the new $40 million Player Impact Program that rewards those who generate the most positive interest in golf measured by 5 metrics. Woods won the $8 million prize over Phil Mickelson, who claimed on Twitter in December that he was the winner. Oh. What? So, the PGA Tour informed players on Wednesday that Woods was the winner of the new $40 million Player Impact Program that rewards those who generate the most positive interest. So did the PGA Tour give Tiger Woods $40 million? For no reason other than...
Like a lot of money.
They have $40 million lying around?
Calaf, what's going on?
Yeah, this
Explain
is
golf to us.
Yeah.
What's golf? I don't know who that is.
Okay, this was a frustrating one that I had read a couple days ago. The New York Liberty, WNBA franchise, they were fined a record $500,000. So they were chartering their team for away games during the second half of the season last year. And there were some other league violations as well. But the reason for this was apparently it is against like the collective bargaining agreement that players were not allowed, or teams are not allowed to charter their team around because it's considered a competitive advantage. But this is the highest form of basketball. They should be taking chartered flights. Like how? So the only thing that I think I've read on Twitter that makes sense to me, and I don't know if this is the reason, but it makes sense to me, is that there's some WNBA franchise owners that don't want to spend that much money on chartering flights. But come on, it's professional basketball. Charter the damn flights. But anyway, it cost this person, because the Liberty, they fined the owner $500,000, and this person was making sure their team was as safe as possible while trying to play these damn games. I don't know. That frustrated me. So, whatever. KLAF reports that the $40 million was the total prize pool, and Woods received $8 million of that. I may have to leave Gaming Morning Show. I'm going to be out promoting golf. All apparently I have to do is, quote, I have to generate the most positive interest in golf measured by 5 metrics. Or do I have to be on the PGA Tour?
Mm-hmm. That's gonna take a lot more work.
It's called the Player Impact Program, so I'm assuming I have to be a player.
Oh.
Okay. Chrissy Icky is here. Top of the moron to you, Chrissy.
Good moron.
We are talking about the Nintendo Switch turning 5 years old today. It was back in 2017 it was released. Keith Anthony is here as well. Top of the moron.
Top of the moron.
The Switch turns 5. I've had mine that long already. Were you a day one, Keith Anthony?
Nice.
Quiet M Gaming says, I look forward to the first annual GMS Memorial Invitational.
That'd be fun.
We could totally do
100%.
A scramble or something.
Yep.
And we could all stay at KLAF. Wait, no, KLAF's not in Florida. I was gonna say we could stay at KLAF and Quiet's houses. But anyone else live in Florida? There's a lot of golf courses in Florida. So.
My sister lives in Florida, right across the street from a golf course.
The Sports Doc sister wants us to kick them out of their house for like a week.
We could probably make that happen.
Okay. Coming soon, the GMS House Exchange. All right. Well, there you go. That is your sports. That's 8:01 now. Next hour, we will have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, a recap of the video game the debut of the Bear Wizard look. Can you close the curtains so Bear can get ready?
Yep. Goodbye, Bear.
Your camera angles just switched so quickly. Keith Anthony was a pre-order. Switch was day one for me, says Drew Mega, but candidly, almost all consoles were day one for me. We can stay with Keith Anthony's aunt, who lives in Jacksonville. Let's go! Let's go. Resources. All right, we'll come back with more. We have community games, clip of the day, takeaways that were pretty okay as well. It's the Thursday show, Gaming Morning Show. Facebook, Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, GamingMorningShow.tv.
Turning upside down, tell me how I could be the one you're needing, girl. Your touch is driving me wild. I want your body on me. This moment is fleeting, so don't go away. I want your body on me. This moment is magic. I want you to stay. I want your body on me. This moment is fleeting, so don't go away. I want your body on me. This moment is magic. I want you to stay. Your body on me. I want you to stay. Wake up, that's all we seem to be. I'm going, you're calling, but you're bad news for me. We're drowning, you're splashing, acting like it's all okay. But here's the real thing. Yeah, I gotta worry, no, you can't do me dirty, acting like I'm the one who started flirting wrong. Hey, baby, I'm just talking, no, you don't have to hurt me, just tell me that you're done, please don't string me along. You act like it's a game that I'm willing to play, but the joke's on me, I'm in too deep, now I'm afraid to leave, thinking about the alley where you grabbed me, smacked me and laughed at me. Baby, don't you know I'm hurting? Yeah, you've done me dirty, acting like I'm the one who has to be hurt like that. Honey, no, I get it. You say it was a moment of weakness, just don't do it again, and I'll consider sticking. Baby, don't you know I'm hurting? Yeah, you've done me dirty, acting like I'm the one who has to be hurt by you. Honey, no, I get it. You say it was a moment of weakness, just don't do it again, and I'll consider sticking. I'll consider sticking. I'll consider sticking. I'll consider sticking. Make it or break it, yeah, this has gotta be the moment. Gotta do it when no one's around. Gotta be strong and I can't be proud. I can take myself out of this game, it feels like hell. Remember to still be humble when people ask what's going on around me.
Tonight, on I Guess We'll Never Know, we go inside the unsolved case of a sibling rivalry. A misunderstanding between brother and sister that led to destruction.
Mom, have you seen my Furby?
What started as a practical joke turned deadly.
Copia said, my sister tried to convince me that it was based on a witch in the woods near my house. I boiled her Furby in response.
It was premeditated. Turns out, it was third-degree murder.
The eyes and beak melted slightly.
A special GMS event. Furbicide in the forest. Only one Furby was harmed in the making of this promo. Or was it?
The truth is,
you can't kill a Furby.
It's behind you! Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, community games. Don't let the person hanging from the balloons fall into the monster's mouth. And GMS, Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. All ahead on Gaming Morning Show. Time for hour number 3, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show continues. Sports.gaming, hefty goof. It is the Thursday edition of the show, March 3rd, 2022. Thanks for being along for the ride, wherever you may be. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. We have a lot of fun planned for you this hour. It's going to be great because we are going to have the unveiling of Bear Bear's Wizardry. This is not like a wizard shop or something that made it sound like it was Bear Bear's, place you can buy things. Like you can buy your cloaks.
Bear Bear's Wizard Emporium.
Exactly, yeah, your wizardry. But we will see Bear Bear's hat for the first time. We've already seen Bear Bear be a wizard by moving Sean's camera in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Well, should we?
I mean, I'm ready.
So without further ado, please welcome, for the first time in Gaming Morning Show history, the one, the only, Wizard Bear Bear. Doom 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 doom. That's not a wizard hat. That's
Bear Bear. That's a sombrero.
Yeah, that looks like a sombrero. Does Bear Bear not know what a wizard hat is?
Bear Bear? He says he likes it. I mean, he's a bear. I'm not going to fight him.
Nah, I'd shut the curtain on. No bear.
Oof.
Do 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 do.
His powers are getting stronger.
We'll check back tomorrow, see if Bear Bear knows what the hell a wizard's hat is. How mad do you think Bear Bear's going to be at me?
If you force him to get a different hat?
I mean, I don't know if I can force him. No. Just make it stop. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. It's the 8 o'clock hour.
Hello to the final hour crew.
K-Laugh is here. Chrissy Icky is with us. Brendan_TTV, who will be streaming later today at Hey, it's Brendan_TTV. Check out one of the ambassadors, the final hour crew.
Greetings, final hour crew ambassador Chris M. Yee.
Mayor of the Internet in attendance as well. Dungeon Meowster KJ hanging out with us. Quiet I Am Gaming, the organizer of the first annual GMS Memorial Invitational, is with us as well. Pickle Feets.
Hello, FHC.
A little bit early for the FHC, where Pickle Feets is always. If you want to see something that you'll never be able to unsee, go watch the VOD of yesterday's GMS After Dark. Austin Attack 12 was filling in for Look It's Mike O, and Kate Zaid was our guest. And we had our first-hand look at a 3D rendering of Pickle. You won't be able to unsee it. Keith Anthony, Drew Mega here as well. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. And many, many others over the course of this 3-hour program, including I Good Apollo, aforementioned Kate Zaid, who was here as part of the pre-show crew. Downs is somewhere doing work. Kiki Lowe is somewhere doing work. A whole bunch of people lurking as well, which we always appreciate. And you can also give us the reactions on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube. That always does a lot for us as well. Our YouTube is youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. We're a morning radio show that plays games, and today the Switch turns 5. 5. So we are asking you, what is your favorite Nintendo product ever? Do you happen to remember how much a $5 footlong cost?
6 economies.
$5 footlong. Last night's GMS After Dark was so good. That's according to Brendan. Yeah, I had to watch After Dark a lot like I usually have to watch GMS After Dark, which is with the sound off, because we're usually at dinner or something like that, and all of a sudden I just see a 3D rendering of a pickle.
Yep.
YouTube.com/gamingmorningshow. You can watch it on the VOD. All right, this hour we are going to have community games. Don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. We'll see if Downs is still cursed when it comes to the U.
My guess is yes.
I mean, so far...
If Downs is even here, he's been busy today.
That's true. I bet Downs, though, is like, listen, y'all, I got to leave at 4:20. I have something I have to do. UK time.
And everyone's like, yeah, okay, sure you do. At 4:20.
Whoa! Allegations, Sports Side. Allegations.
That's them, not me.
No, oh yeah, true. You were speaking on behalf of them.
I know it's for the U.
6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them. One of my favorite commercials of all time. Or at least, like, my favorite line. Like, the commercials are fine, but that 6 feet of bubble, like, tagline, that's what I'm looking for. One of my favorite taglines of all time.
Get out of here.
Jump in, Chris. The water's fine, says Pickle. Brendan, we will never unsee Kate's floppy pickle. There's not even really a ton of innuendo in that. It just sounds odd.
Yep.
Pickle, by the way, is watching us Chris M.E. style.
Who is probably in the shower.
I will admit, watching this program from the shower is quite enjoyable.
Yep. I've done it numerous times. It's better watching it in the shower than hosting it from the shower.
Far less electrical shock. Wow, a tandem save there.
I technically got it clear because it had already been saved.
But I only think I got a save, so I don't think the person got a shot on goal. But it looked really cool. I mean, there's a decent amount of innuendo in floppy pickle. It doesn't have to be, Brendan. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes you go reach in the pickle jar, and the pickle is incredibly firm. Every once in a while, it's not.
The pickle jar.
Is that what we're calling it now? Paulo says, my bi-monthly shower never lines up with GMS, so I wouldn't know. Pickle's giving me a riot. What are you talking about? Have you never eaten a pickle before? It's not really even like a game of roulette. They're usually very firm. And crispy. And crunchety.
In the pickle jar.
Yes, in the pickle jar. Go to a grocery store, people.
The grocery store.
Now you're making it weird. Try to run a PG-13 show. Had one goal in life.
I don't know. This all lines up to the way I acted when I was 13, so I think we're doing a good job.
I think there should be a challenge in Rocket League. You have to get like 1,000 of the non-orb boosts. I think that would be more fun than the assist thing. At least you have more control over it. Paul, I thought this was a family. It is! You're making it weird. It is a Chaos Thursday, so that doesn't help anything either. Calaf says, since it's National Sauce Month, shouldn't we be talking about all the sauces we enjoy with our pickles? What kind of sauce goes with a pickle?
Oh, anything on a burger would be okay.
When pizza's on a burger.
Oh, pizza burger. I can get down with that. I think pizza burger is better than burger pizza.
Yeah, like if you could take you take a burger and then you do like mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, and I'm sure you could put some sort of sauce on there or something.
A little marinara.
Yeah, I mean that'd be probably pretty okay.
I'd try it.
Do we have any of our good pizza left over at your house?
Sure do.
Sick. I know what I'm having for lunch.
You keep voting to concede.
I kind of got stuff to do. It's 8:20, and you know the clock is staring me in the face, and I hate making everyone wait for "Don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth." Like I want to keep playing this 5-0 game, this 6-0 game, but
I can do it.
Okay, fair. Way to finish. Apparently I said crispity crunchity, and then Brendan asked me, is it also peanut buttery? Did I just do the Butterfinger tagline? I thought you were going to let that go in just to spite me.
Thought crossed my mind.
I bet it did. Your stick-to-itness is admirable there, Sports.Gaming.
You don't see, you know, the Blazers down 30 points just give up halfway through the fourth quarter.
Are you sure you don't?
I mean, they still play. They may have given up. But...
You know what's really sad is unfortunately now the tagline for Butterfinger that is nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger is going through my head. But in the context of what we were talking about, nobody better lay a finger on my... I'm not going to do it.
Jar.
It's 8:21 West Coast time. It is 11:21 out on the East Coast. It is 4:21 for those watching GMS in the UK.
During the break, I went to the outside fridge to get backup caffeine. You'll never guess what I found.
The missing beer of the day?
No.
Arturo? You have a Schweppes ginger ale?
Oh, no. I have part of a Schweppes ginger ale.
You have a Schweppes ginger ale from Back to the Future. Is it a mini can?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a little Schweppes.
Why'd you get
I think we had them delivered one time when my wife wasn't feeling well.
See, why is it that the delivery apps can't find me a Canada Dry?
They can only find mini Schweppes.
Well, I got a 2 liter of Schweppes when I asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Quiet M Gaming says Chaos Thursday, and I won't be here tomorrow, so it has to be extra chaotic. We did it for you, Quiet. That's the only reason. Are you going to open your Schweppes ginger ale?
I can.
Get it? Can.
If only just for the noise.
All right, let's give it a shot.
We ready?
Yeah, I'll turn the music down. There may be no more satisfying sound. GMSFX.
You're welcome.
I mean, your microphone is very good.
Good job.
We got a little bit of the like cool
Good
pour.
microphone.
We got the good little bit of the like pour sound, but we got a lot of the fizz.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Join us on Saturday, debut of GMS ASMR FX with Sports.Gaming. Someone said fried pickles and ranch. It was Brendan. Have you ever had fried pickles and ranch?
No, that sounds yucky.
What's wrong with fried pickles?
I don't know. Fried zucchini's good.
So why wouldn't pickles be good?
Too vinegary.
I'd try them because I like things that are coated in batter and fried. So why not, right? Did you like that drink that you just had?
Which one? Because I drank this.
Yeah. How is it?
And I was like, ugh. So I followed it up with this.
Okay. So it's still bad, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not my favorite ginger ale.
Chat has gone into a whole bunch of places. I can't even read it anymore. I'm just gonna go back over here. To give you an inkling of what they were talking about.
Sorry, off brew.
And I don't know how you even get to that point, but whatever. Look, it's Mike O is checked in. Good morning to you. Look, it's Mike O.
Hello, FHC.
We missed you yesterday on GMS After Dark with Look, it's Mike O, but Austin did a great job filling in. Kate had a great show as well. Brendan goes, this week has gone full circle. Itty bitty baby Schweppes. Who's the Schweppesy poo? I refuse to acknowledge the Schweppes, says Drew Mega. That was the most romanticized can opening I have ever seen, says Apollo.
Can't ignore it. We have a Schweppes can.
That was Schwepterful, said Chrissy. Brendan goes, that schwepped me off my feet.
I'm starting to like Schweppes more. Offers more puns.
J-U-I. Look, it's Mike O guessed you, and it did not hit. That means the streak is over, right?
But did Downs hack Look, it's Mike-O's account to guess you?
That's true, because
I think it might be. Yeah. Look, it's Mike-O. Say something only Look, it's Mike-O would say.
No, but I was even having Bob, who's apparently in charge of IT around here.
Beep bop boop, beady boop bop, beep boop beep. Beep bop boop 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 beep.
Yeah, Bob's
bop,
running the
beep,
simulation.
Boop, boop, beep bop.
Mm-hmm.
Ding.
It turns out that Look, it's Mike-O has been hacked by Downs, so that doesn't count.
Knew it.
We are down to one letter. I gotta get Chris M.E. like the disappointed sound, like the wah 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 wah, because Chris is so mad. Chris M.E. says, "What a shocker! J&U failed." It kind of reminds me of like the Debbie Downer skit. Although apparently that was the one takeaway from last week that I learned the most is Austin can't stand when I guess the letters that Chad is guessing. Apollo goes, this is the fastest I've seen the Blue Man die. Oh no, the blue man doesn't die when going into the monster's mouth.
He just becomes the monster for the next game.
Yeah, it's a circle of life. It's the circle of balloons. Do you have any idea? This is Places, by the way. Places.
Huh.
Pickle goes, Sean's explanation is somehow scarier. But I mean, look how intensely that monster's staring at the person floating from the balloons, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The man floating is still perfectly happy, though.
I cannot wait.
He believes in us.
I cannot wait until I take my summer vacation again, and you get back into adding the, as Brendan just said, we have a full canon and backstory, as you keep adding to the lore of this game with your paragraph-long descriptions. So, all right, Quiet says it's Oregon. Oregon, my alma mater. Do. You are
a genius. Ding, ding, ding.
Quiet has saved the day.
Nice. Wow. Oregon. That was a tough one.
Mighty Oregon. Kate Zade, thank goodness for Quiet. That could be a good shirt too.
Yeah, pickles with me. Feel like we failed ourselves.
Chris M.E. said, nice save with the exclamation point. I was waiting for the trombones. That's such the Debbie Downer side. Although Chris was not actually being a Debbie Downer in that instance. Chris was actually very excited. All right, what are we up to? This is rhyme time. And of course, Mike O guesses you.
Mike O.
Yeah.
No.
If that is your real name. Paula goes, can we talk about your pickle for a second? To Kate. Just watch the VOD. Chrissy Icky is leaving for a meeting. Have a great day, Chrissy. Thank you for stopping by this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Chris, I wasn't being facetious, I know. F from Look It's Mike O. The U streak remains 1 or 2-ish. Look, it's Mike U. I think we're the only show that might have coded meanings for letters.
I think we're the only show that has a lot of things.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Rhyme time. It's not like it doesn't end in "een." Kate Zade's gonna go "oh."
Look, it's Mike.
So it kind of ends in like an "on" sound. Station, yeah, station might be a good guess. Oh no, it wouldn't be station because we don't have that T, but we did get a lot of out of the A's. The V from Look It's Mike O did not hit. Italian Stallion is the guess from Drew Mega.
That looks pretty good.
Drew Mega is
Cracked.
wow. That might be the first back-to-back one balloon wins we've had.
Wow, that was a close one.
Very impressed with you, chat. Nice work. Can you open another can?
No, I'm out of cans.
All right, here's what we're going to do, chat. We're going to send Sean an Xbox mini fridge. And then Sean can just open cans all show.
There were more mini Schweppes out there.
Chris M.E. said, nice, Drew Mega.
If I get a mini fridge for the studio, I'm going to put a label on it that says only cans.
No. That's what Christian said. Only cans.
Yep. I love it.
But you have to.
And someone will put a bottle in there and be like, this is clearly only cans.
You read my mind. You read my mind. That's good, Chris. I love that. We're going to tell you a story about a Virginia woman who lost a dog and ended up finding it next to Quiet's house. We'll tell you about that coming up in just a little bit. Today is National Hospitalist Day. National Anthem Day. National Cold Cuts Day. Can you name the cold cuts on the Subway Cold Cuts trio?
No. I bet there are 3 of them.
Bologna.
Mm-hmm.
Ham.
Mm-hmm.
Salami? Yeah, I'm a lock in my answer. I'm going to go ham, bologna, and salami.
Whoa. Sliced turkey bologna. Why are all of them turkey?
That's how you make cold cuts. You have a whole bunch of spare turkey laying around.
Just turkey. Bologna, ham, salami.
He's cracked, chat! Woohoo!
Bob is good with it.
You should be. My Subway has a first name. It's Turkey. Chris goes, this is a real video game, Drew Mega. Maiko played it on stream. Please stop spreading the only cans. It was a dark time in my life.
Man. You know what I have on my desk?
Very little room for Arturo.
Only cans.
Stop it.
That's not true. I also have a battery.
Wait, are you playing the famous game Look What's on Maiko's Desk? Take Home Edition?
Kind of. I also have First Hour coffee cup. I have Monsters and Friends coffee cup. I have my phone.
I like how you were passing things left to right for a while, so it looked like someone was handing them to you.
I also have this 6-month-old baby.
Drew Mega goes, does anyone ever recall the mac and cheese sliced ham? They're like square processed ham slices with mac and cheese in it.
No, I'm glad I don't.
My father used to get pimento loaf.
Ugh.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yep.
It was like ham that had like olives, like green olive pieces embedded in it.
No, thank you.
Ugh. Yeah, we were talking about cheese sandwiches the other day because you've been making those for your son for school because they're easy for you and your son likes them. I was like, I like a good cheese sandwich. I remember that was like, yeah, you come home from, I used to work at my father's shop in the summertime, so you'd have an hour for lunch, and we lived in a small town, so you could drive home in like 3 minutes. So I'd go home, and my choices were cheese, ham, or pimento loaf for a sandwich.
Ooh. So you went cheese.
Spoiler, never ate the pimento loaf.
You know what my son had for lunch in his lunch today? Because we were out of bread. He had an uncooked quesadilla. We just replaced the bread with a tortilla, and he was like, that sounds great. It's like, okay.
A raw quesadilla.
He's happy.
Oh,
I'm
no.
happy. That worked out. Could've
Yeah,
been
thank
worse.
goodness. I don't know why that the blue team didn't like capitalize on my mistake. They had a breakaway.
They really should have had a goal right there.
I mean, I'll do one of my favorite things to eat, especially when we have pepperoni in the house, is a rolled up cheese stick, like a string cheese, with pepperoni inside a tortilla,
Yeah, that sounds
unwarmed.
good.
I mean, I like them warm too, but like it's fine if it's unwarmed. Austin Attack is here. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here with the final hour crew.
GMS.
That's the name of our show.
Hello, FHC.
It's good to see you, Austin. We were sitting there, we're like, what's the name of our show? Bob needed to remind us. Mac and cheese loaf. Drew Mega, I don't know why you had to do that to us today. That sounds disgusting. So that means the mac and cheese was made and then like cooled, and then is it like the full center of it, or is it like specks of mac and cheese? Yeah, Austin was there firsthand yesterday for hosting GMS After Dark, and saw Kate's pickle live. So. Ooh. Oh, Austin's gonna get Taco Bell today.
What's for breakfast?
Now I want Taco Bell. I think I'm just hungry though.
Well, I think we have to have our leftover pizza, but we also have to order Subway, so I don't know how we're gonna manage that.
Ugh. Subway, yuck.
Don't get on my Subway. It's National Cold Cuts Day. Do you not want some
Firehouse?
You don't want some turkey bologna?
No.
Or turkey salami?
No.
Or turkey ham?
No.
Or ham turkey?
No.
Or ham turkey pimento loaf bologna salami?
I don't know who that is.
Or some mac and cheese loaf? Drew Mega said, sorry, just had to share because it's so odd. I tried it a few times as a kid. It was decent.
Wow.
What are the odds? What are the odds? Well, also, I hope you have a great doctor's appointment. Our question of the day on this morning radio show that plays games is, what is your favorite Nintendo product ever? So we've shared a top 10 list. Wii U did not make the top 10 consoles of all time. Neither did the Virtual Boy. I said the Power Pad is one of my favorites. I loved the Power Pad. It was super fun. It was revolutionary. And it kind of almost worked, whereas like the Power Glove was a fun concept, kind of unnecessary, but maybe you could figure out like why it was useful, but it just never worked. Like you were supposed to be able to like flick your index finger and that would like hit the A key. And it never worked.
I never really, I never got a chance to play with the Power Glove.
Yeah, Jeff had the Power Glove. We both had Power Pads. The Power Pad was pretty awesome. There was another like, kind of like summer camp style game where you had to like hop over like logs in an obstacle course and something, and that was kind of fun. But I really liked the U.S. track and field game.
Yeah.
There's that sound again. Someone has that like Contra explosion sound. Maybe that's from Bandcamp. Stick around. Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews coming up in a little bit. Down says the N64 controller is the favorite Nintendo product ever. Two-thirds of that controller was good.
It's true. Yeah, we just can't quite get it in.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yep.
Man, we're struggling today. Wasn't me.
Lies.
Austin said Kate's pickle almost made me have a heart attack. And then Kate goes, I am proud of that pickle. Okay. I want to know, again, you got to watch the VOD, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. Yesterday's GMS After Dark with Look It's Smiko. I'm curious, how long have you had that pickle waiting, Kate? And then you finally found the right time to bring it out. Austin says, I don't know. I've only ever had the N64 and Switch. Well, Austin, which of those two is your favorite?
Yeah, you're not ranking what is the best Nintendo product of all time. It's what's your favorite. So if you only have experience with two, then your choices are limited.
Hack the sack, don't let it touch! Aww. It's 8:43. Let's take you on a trip to Virginia. Meet Virginia. It's the, from Ben Hooper of UPI. There was a dog in Virginia that was lost and then was found in the state of Florida. Happened 5 years after. Was at a shelter in Florida. Why do only the states have the ability to be the end of my little verse? But anyway, this dog was matted in its fur and had infections in its eyes and ears from Virginia. Then the canine was scanned for a microchip. They identified it as Snowball from Virginia. 5 years earlier, it had been reported missing. And since the owner from Virginia has been reunited with Snowball, was going home because it was treated by veterinarians in Florida. Did you just mix your Celsius and Schweppes?
It's better. I fixed it.
Anyway, Snowball's back
Schweppes
with
plus
the owner.
Celsius.
So there's your story. Mike should be back from illness in the newsroom soon.
I miss those segments.
I just can't wait to see what the newsroom looks like. We were all out all last week.
Yeah.
And then Mike's not been feeling great, so
maybe it'll be brand new.
I mean, when you can't talk, you can channel all that extra energy that you don't have for being sick into a remodel. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling awful. So I remodeled the house. Said no one ever.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing. Chris said, I love Train. Yeah, Train was pretty okay. Train sings that new song, though. My kids were obsessed with it for a little while. Scanning. Scanning. It was called Play That Song.
Found it.
Yeah, just had to get to the right coil in the hard drive.
You need to install an SSD.
A solid state. Sorry, I had to defragment first. Play that song. The song that makes me sing all night long. The one that makes me think of you. Oh. Downs goes Baby Shark. No. That's my favorite rock opera. I'm obsessed with that one. You know, we could do like, do you remember the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
I forget.
Stop. So that was Kristen Bell and Jason Segel. And Jason Segel's character does music for TV shows as kind of like the day job, but is also wanting to get a vampire rock opera with puppets.
Yeah.
Off the ground. We could do a Baby Shark rock opera.
I once started working on an acoustic concept album that was going to be like a zombie story. I could just segue to Baby Shark instead. It's like the same.
Well, we could just mash them up. So kind of take some of your preliminary
zombie
work.
Baby Shark.
Yes. Zombie Baby Shark. Get in there. Nice.
Totally stole that guy's goal.
Kind of. It was a slow roller, so.
Yeah, but he was also right there. I like pushed him out of the way.
Oh, yeah, that's totally a goal steal.
Maybe he needed assists. I did him a favor.
Chris goes, Baby Shark rock opera? How about try hosting a movie watch party first? Haha.
Fantastic Four, B-Movie, Legends of the Hidden Temple, every MCU movie, Hackers, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, Frozen 2, Christmas Comes to the Packland.
And Baby Shark rock opera.
You forgot something.
No, I was the fullback. That was a play fake. That was play action right there. Towns goes, well, hello, Toxic Chris. I would love to see Chris sometime on one of Chris's streams do like the full face Debbie Downer cam. Yeah. I was watching GMS and they were talking about Baby Shark rock opera. Why don't they try hosting a watch party first? That'd be good. That'd be good, Chris. KJ goes, oh my gosh, you're right. He emerges. Toxic Chris from the depths of the sea.
It was the Loch Ness Monster.
No.
Depths of the sea, you say?
Yeah. I said the depths of the sea.
It's better than the depths of the R.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, do any of you know a pirate's favorite letter? Huh?
I think it's the depths of the sea.
You'd think it was R, but their first love is the sea.
Bob even told it wrong this time. Oh, Bob. Bob, try getting the joke right first. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy it's Thursday. Chat, thank you so much for being here. We got your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews coming up next. Brendan goes, I don't think I've ever heard Chris as grumpy as Ryan's impression of Chris. That is true. That's why I want to see it. Although I still need to watch the VOD of the alleged toxic Chris in Rocket League.
Yeah, I still want to find that.
Yeah. It's been wiped from the planet. And they wouldn't stop guessing you. Downs cries, and then Austin wouldn't play Rocket League, correct? Cries. Hey, it was a good week last week. Austin did a great job. Look, it's Maiko helped a ton behind the scenes and hosted on Monday. Again, thanks to everyone who covered for us last week. Guest hosts included Kate, KJ, Brendan, Downs. Theo was on the show as well, so it was a really good week. Thank you last week for helping us out during the first week of that's been a couple of tough ones. We have our father-in-law's memorial on Saturday, and so as you might imagine, this has been another tough week, and I think I've noticed, at least as we've gotten closer to Saturday, things are getting a little bit tougher, so we'll see how everything pans out this weekend, but we will see you again on Monday, in addition to tomorrow, of course, for Gaming Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. But thanks again for y'all hanging out. Chris goes, did y'all watch the clips? No, I haven't watched any of the clips from last week. Have you?
No. It's been a whirlwind of a week.
I actually have a great idea. We could do a watch party of the clips. All right, chat, get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. What is something you learned from this edition of the show? Right now it's time at 6:50. We usually do birthdays this day in gaming history. 2 hours later, right now at 8:52 West Coast time, we like to do the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. 11:52 out east, 4:52 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's get the headlines of the day.
Let us know if you have any headlines, because we'd like to celebrate the headlines with you.
All right.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
Let's go ahead and get the headlines. Here's hashtag Video Game Expert Sean.
Good morning. It is still Thursday, March 3rd, 2022, and this is your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. We talked about Epic Games during the first hour. And turns out Epic Games also wanted to purchase, a big name developer, but all of them were being talked to by Sony and Microsoft. So instead, Epic Games has purchased Bandcamp. No one's quite sure why, but Epic Games now owns Bandcamp. We'll find out why someday, I'm sure. And we've talked a lot about Nintendo today, and there is some Nintendo news on the 5th anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. And that's the fact that Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is going to be launching later this month, has a playable demo, which is available now. You can check that out in the Nintendo eShop right now. It features 3 levels of Forgotten Land and the game's first boss fight. So check that out. Let us know what you think. I theoretically will check it out. I just don't know when it'll happen. Speaking of games to check out, Red Hot Chili Peppers' 1999 hit song Californication is now a free video game. Brought to you by Bandcamp. That part's a lie. The music video for Californication included full janky 3D rendered animated scenes that resembled an old PlayStation game. Well, now that look has been merged into an actual video game by Mikhail Camps Orteza. So you can check that out. Go play it for free on PC and Mac. And report back. And out today, we had some highlights, such as Martha is Dead, out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. Never Alone, out on Switch. Amazing Machines, out on Switch. But for name of the morning this morning is Who is Zombie, out on Switch.
Who is Zombie reminds me of the opening scene from Wreck-It Ralph, where zombies trying to get in on the conversation about just because I'm a bad guy does not mean I'm a bad guy, or whatever that is. A fun fact, by the way, Billie Eilish thought up the song Bad Guy based on the opening scene to Wreck-It Ralph.
Duh.
Billy Thundergun Award. This goes to someone in chat who's had an outstanding performance on today's show, of which there are several nominees. A lot of folks brought some good stuff today, and I'm very impressed. Looking through the nominees right now. So many of them. Yeah. Whole bunch of them.
I think it should go to our friend Schweppes.
Billy Thundergun, Teammate of the Match Award.
You know, it goes to both that and your microphone. Your microphone gets the Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award today.
Good job, microphone.
Quiet. Yeah, give it to the can. Speech.
He gave a speech, but you couldn't hear it because he didn't have a microphone to talk into.
Yes. Congratulations to Schweppes Ginger Ale and Sean's microphone.
Behringer B2, I believe.
Quiet goes funny because isn't the mic also called a can?
What's wrong? It's a B1.
I remember you put something in the can. I don't know if I didn't know a microphone might be called a can. So
I'm not familiar, but could be.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, Drew Mega with the mac and cheese loaf. The discussion over Kate's pickle from GMS After Dark. Chris's non-sarcastic sarcasm that turned into an impression of y'all. I mean, there could have been 30,000 winners today. So yeah. Chris, if you want the Sir William Lightning Knife III award, I will give that to you. But that's up to you. So. All right, let's do clip of the day. Then takeaways that were pretty okay. What is something you learned from today's show? And then we'll send you over to someone if you're watching on Twitch. Chris goes, what? I don't know, Chris. You want the award, you can have it. It's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look, it's the clip of the day.
Toot toot.
Or it's Crystal. I think. Crystal Pepsi.
You could see the the microchips inside of the Pepsi.
Oof. That's why they keep tracking me. Speaking of being able to see through things, there's a window in the far. A window to which I say, yar. Open up. Let's see right through. Bear, 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 bear. We summon you. It's a good looking right hand there.
It's pretty good.
I think Bear Bear is excited for... Oh, whoa. Never mind. Bear Bear shift the room.
No, I just moved the camera a little bit.
Bear Bear's a wizard. Bear Bear's a wizard. What a great line from today's show. Chris has got a good point. I think maybe Bear Bear deserves the Sir William Lightning Knife III award. So
that's true.
That's true. Good nomination, Chris. All right, takeaways that were pretty okay, chat. What is something you learned on today's show? And then we will send you over to Sam Jam FX if you're watching on Twitch. My name is Sam. Here on my channel, I make Dead by Daylight killer masks, play Dead by Daylight, and love horror, lore, and true crime. My current schedule is Thursdays and Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. Playing Dead by Daylight this morning. Please say good morning from GMS. Again, makes the masks, so you can do ! buy a mask if you would like to get down on that. I will let you know if it's a mature audience to stream when we actually send you over there. Takeaways that were pretty okay. Sports.gaming. What did you learn from today's show?
My takeaway is that Schweppes plus mango passion fruit Celsius, pretty good combo.
Pretty okay, huh?
Mm-hmm.
KJ's takeaway was, yep, it's Thursday.
On brand.
Quiet I'm Gaming, my takeaway is I'm very excited to be the organizer of the first ever annual GMS Memorial Invitational. Yes?
It takes place every 2.5 years.
On the years. Every 2.5 years on the years. My takeaway is I want a ginger ale, just not Schweppes. Austin, my takeaway is that Sean has a tiny, cute cup.
I got it from my friend. Look, it's Michael. Also, when I get really close to this camera, I start falling into the darkness. Oh no.
Goodbye. Goodbye. That was really weird. It actually looked like it was really small as you pulled it away. So. Okay. Quiet's revised the naming. The first ever annual GMS Memorial Invitational, a super gig. True. My takeaway is apparently nobody's ever had a flimsy pickle out of the pickle jar.
The pickle jar. At the grocery store.
That's where you get the pickles. Please say good morning from GMS over to Sam Jam FX. We'll try to do it again tomorrow. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having fun with us today on Gaming Morning Show. For Austin, for Mike, for Sean, I am Hefty Goof. We'll see you again tomorrow as we do Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.